Now, Polkadot introduces what is fundamentally a new abstraction for consensus systems. Now, the abstraction is, many of you are already sort of familiar with this, but the abstraction is that sitting around parathreads, parachains. Now, this is different to the abstractions that we've had before. So Ethereum innovated on Bitcoin. It introduced a more comprehensive abstraction that allowed smart contracts to be built, that essentially allowed money to be programmed. That's what it came down to. And this at the time was a really solid innovation, this abstraction, this novel ability to generalize and utilize the consensus environment for new utilities. But it has its limitations. It's not that general. Now we say things like, oh, well, it was Turing complete. Well, it wasn't really Turing complete. The programs that were executing on Ethereum, the smart contracts, were always limited in terms of the resources that they could consume. And if you've done some sophisticated smart contracts on Ethereum and tried to deploy them recently, you'll realize that these limitations are significant. You cannot develop a very sophisticated program and expect it to be able to be run on Ethereum for a reasonably cheap price. In addition to that, Ethereum's development environment was always geared to be purely on-chain. When you write a smart contract, all of that code gets uploaded to the chain. All of that code executes within Ethereum's consensus environment by all of the validators, all of the miners, all of the full nodes of the network. This makes doing things like interactions with off-chain systems like oracles, like actuators, whether it's unlocking a door or ensuring that a particular website gets updated, is very difficult. It requires all sorts of glue code sitting on servers, watching the blockchain. It's quite complicated to code. You have to use different languages. You have to use RPCs or various interfaces. It's difficult to test. It's difficult to integrate. And this all changes under the Polkadot paradigm, this new abstraction model. Now, the abstraction model ultimately is a lower level abstraction. What it means is that everything that is possible with the abstraction model of what came before, the higher level one, Ethereum's abstraction model, that based around smart contracts and gas metering, all of that is still possible on Polkadot. We've demonstrated this in a very clear fashion by implementing Ethereum in a fully compatible way within Substrate, within Polkadot's development platform.